Hello and welcome to how to set up your computer. I will be doing these videos in 3 parts, and this is part 1. Part 1 covers how to update your computer, how to update the OS, and how to update your drivers. So first, to update your OS or operating system, what you do is click on the Start tile in the bottom left, go up to the gear, and it'll say Settings. Click on that. Then you want to scroll down to Update and Security. Now mine is having issues, but there should usually be a check for updates button around here. And it'll go out and search the internet to see if there is an update for your Windows version. Usually those updates do take a little while, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 5 hours. What you want to do is just go ahead and start it and let it go. And make sure the power doesn't go out. And that will be about as much as you can do to update your operating system. I'm going to close out of that, and we're going to cover how to update your drivers. Now to update your drivers, you go over to the Start tile, you right click, come up to Device Manager, click on that. Oh, this is saying that I am a standard user, which I'm using the school system, so of course I am. Just means I can't make changes. So I'm going to click OK. And this is a list of all your devices and everything that your computer sees. What you usually want to update is your audio inputs and outputs. So for me, it would be the microphone that I'm currently using, which is part of this webcam. What I want to do is I want to right click on it and select Properties, and then I go up here in these tabs here and click Driver. So usually, since your computer will not be connected to this system, you click on Update Driver right here. And what this does is it will go out to the internet and look for Microsoft's driver, or the program that lets the device communicate with your computer. So once you have the updated driver, you go ahead and click OK, and that driver is updated. So another driver you want to update is your display adapter, which in this case is the Intel HD graphics for my computer. And I do the same thing, right click, Properties, go to Driver, and then Update Driver. And it's the same process. Alright, and that pretty much covers the updates. You can do the same thing with your keyboards, imaging devices, or your webcams. The human interface devices is your USB. So if you put in a USB stick and it doesn't want to read it, you just come here and update the driver. And of course the same goes for all of it. It all updates the same way. So that covers all of the updates that you could do to your computer. So go ahead and close out of that. Then the next thing I will cover is how to download your basic programs that you're going to need with your computer. So I go in to the web browser, which if you haven't installed anything yet would be the Microsoft Edge. And what you want to do from search the web in here is type in Ninite, or Nite, and go ahead and search it. And then we want the first site that it shows, the official site. Go ahead and click into that, and it'll load this up. Close that. So what you do is you scroll down, and you pick the apps that you want to install. So the applications I would recommend under web browsers is Chrome and Firefox. Those will give you an option as to which web browser you would like to use. Then you pick what security you want. I would greatly recommend Malwarebytes. I've had amazing luck with it, and it's also free for quite some time, and they let you choose whether or not to go into a paid service, which covers a little bit more than their free service does. But once again, that's a choice. You don't have to. Then you can ignore developer tools because you're not a programmer. Messaging, so that's your Skype, your Discord, which if you use Skype quite often, I would go ahead and select it. But if you don't absolutely need it. File sharing, I wouldn't worry about that. Utilities, I wouldn't worry about that either. Same with media. Oh, actually there is one thing in media, and that is the VLC player. It's a good, pretty much all kinds of media player that can play all sorts of different files. So your MP3s, your MP4s, all that stuff. Your runtimes, I would ignore. You don't need any of that. Online storage, I would go ahead and do OneDrive. Imaging, you don't need any of the imaging. Compression, I would use 7-zip and WinRAR, which are basic compress your files so that it makes them smaller and easier to send to other people. Documents, I would use CutePDF, and that lets you convert some of your documents, so your Word files and your Excel spreadsheets. It converts them into a PDF. So it's a bit easier for people on other computers that don't have Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel to open your file and view your document. All right, and then the other, you don't need to worry about. And you scroll down, and you go ahead and click Get Your Ninite underneath to download and run your custom installer. So once you click that, it starts pretty much installing everything you selected. So I'm going to go ahead and ignore that for now because I have all of that on this computer already. And I think that pretty much sums up video number 1. All right, thanks for watching and stay tuned for part 2.